Last time on Alien Soldier, the planet blew up, so I guess now we're on some ice world or something. And this is actually one of the shorter stages in the game. That being said, we have another tough boss coming up actually pretty damn soon, and it's gonna be a longin', so make sure you keep your health and ammunition up. This is probably a good time to really be focusing on what your favorite weapons are, because you can probably hit the cap around this point. I believe it's actually 2,000. So you're going to want to make sure you have 2,000 Lancer Force, I can say that. Oop, whoops, yeah. Bottomless pits as well on this stage. Works just like the water did. That being said, it's nowhere near as prevalent as in that stage, so I don't mind it as much. Now we've got a boss coming up right here. Just make sure to clear out all the enemies and mines and whatnot. And of course, you should probably grab some of this as well. A little more ammo. Now to be honest, while I do like Homing Force, it is not exactly the most powerful thing at this point in the game. Because remember... Oh yeah, I actually hit the cap there. I don't think I actually noticed though, to be honest. That being said, having 2,000 Lancer is more important than having 2,000 of anything else, except maybe Flamethrower. Flamethrower can be pretty useful. That being said, I'm going to get Homing Force. As I was saying, I believe it either doesn't work or just doesn't do that much damage against a lot of bosses at this point, but it's mostly just the major bosses. Guys like this you should be okay for. This is Destroyer Mark II. Where's Destroyer Mark I? Who knows. He's going to be teleporting around, and I believe... Oh, whoop. Way to go me! You wasted a Phoenix Dash, and it's basically just him lobbing projectiles at you. And wow, that could have been done a whole lot better. Oh wow. Thankfully this is a fairly easy boss, because I kind of suck. Like a lot, and I don't know how that laser attack's supposed to hit you. Wow, he actually has quite a few attacks. Of course, the tiny bullet one is the one he uses most, so plenty of fodder for Phoenix Dash. It's just, if you suck like I do, you're not going to have that. That's actually a pretty easy attack to jump and duck over. Ooh, have to dash by that, though. And I think his homing attack is kind of one of the more difficult ones to dodge. Or maybe I'm just saying that because he was close to me every time he did it, so... Lo and behold, he kind of hit me with it a lot. That being said, though, really not doing too well. Like, wow, why did I not do another take of this? Ran out of Lancer ammo? Man. You know, this is actually a really terrible run considering the major boss of this little section is really very difficult, especially one particular part of it. Again, there aren't that many bosses before it. In fact, I believe we're right before that section, like after the next boss. We're going to be at said major boss that I've been mentioning a lot. Right, so past self, don't pick up more Lancer. Alright, oh wait, no, wait, well actually yeah, that's kind of useful. Having the basic shot can definitely help. It does seem to last forever, drains very, very slowly. Not really a huge fan of that platforming section, it's a little blind at times. Anyway, I'm embarrassed to say, got my ass kicked by this guy, because this next boss is... Melon Bread, yeah! You'll probably recognize this guy if you've played other Treasure games. He's shown up from time to time, especially in Gunstar Heroes. Of course, Melon Bread in Gunstar Heroes was just the face and not the weird ball thing. So, yeah, for some reason I got my ass kicked by Melon Bread even though he's really easy. He just drops his attacks and he attacks you with his nose. He's not difficult. I am, however, below 100 health now. Which sucks. Oh well, once you defeat Melon Bread, his face is actually just gonna hang out. He's our buddy now, alright, let's go save the day with our new partner Melon Bread behind us. Sadly though, he doesn't actually help us or follow us for the rest of the game. So, I believe that lady is actually supposed to be that one that was mentioned in the intro, you know, the one that was killed by G-Tiger, except she's actually Seven Force in this game. Seven Force, of course, being another Gunstar Heroes boss that you will probably recognize if you've even heard of that game. because 7 Force is pretty rad, to be fair. This is Valkyrie Force, an actually pretty difficult boss. She is very large, and likes to throw her arm and boomerang, I guess, out. She's also tricky to predict just because that kick attack kind of comes out of nowhere. If you see her kind of gunning for you like that, you're going to want to get out of the way. Basically, just in general, you're going to want to get behind her. Because if you can do that, that'll also let you avoid the boomerang for the most part, except you're also going to want to make sure to avoid that little arm backswing of hers when she does it. You might also notice she has a lot of health. I don't know, this doesn't really seem too bad. I might just be saying it's difficult because I had no leeway whatsoever for it. I could not get hit because I was at 59 health. Now, don't worry, there are points in this battle where you'll be able to heal, because this is a very, very long battle, if you couldn't tell by the video time. It's one of the shorter videos, but this is the rest of it. Alright, thankfully her range isn't the best either, so you can kind of just hover over her shots. Ooh, that one was tricky to avoid, though, because if I had dashed from where I was, I'm pretty sure I would have actually just run straight into her. You always have to be aware of your dashing, because, of course, you got invincibility frames while you dash. You don't when you stop. Ugh, and she's only one core. Oh, I forgot about that attack. I forget if there's anything really huge in difference about that, or if it's just like maybe a little bit of an extra damaging thing. Again, I couldn't tell because if I got hit, I would have been at 1 health, and after that I would have been dead, and oop, that's not looking good at all. Nothing else really seems to have changed, though. I think it's just a really weird animation. Well, that's done, but time for the next boss. I believe this is Medusa Force. Why? I don't know. Keep a lookout for some extra health here, because there is some. The large pellets of health are definitely very appreciated. I would suggest focusing fire on her when she's in front of you. That being said, this is one of the few points in the game in which the gold form is actually very useful, because you can just back up. I wasn't doing very good at that, but yeah, just hold your fire and back up away from her. Oop, you do want to be very careful when she stops as well. Isn't there also a health up here? I could have sworn there was. Could be wrong about that. Okay, so there's a weapon change, but I definitely don't want that. Just because I'm pretty good on all weapons, and I don't really have the time to change it to what I want. Alright, so there's a large health pellet, and also there are mines that you might be able to... Yep, you can definitely reflect them back at her. Good, good. I might also be able to Phoenix Dash her if I get any more health, but that's probably not going to happen. I'll probably make a stupid mistake or something, as I am wont to do. Yeah, I did it right there. Ooh, you actually want to stay behind her for that, just because you can destroy the mines by just dashing through them, and you won't get hurt, but at the same time, because this is an auto-scroller, you'll probably end up hitting one of the mines, just as you finish up dashing. Again, I don't want one of those, and thankfully this is very generous with health, actually. In fact, if you're low on health and you keep getting hit, you might want to linger here a little bit. Not too long, because of course you do have a timer. Now, it is one of the highest timers in the game, just because it's for the entire battle, and this is a really damn long battle. That being said, though, you should be aware of it, because we still have a fair few forms to go after this. This is only Form 2. I always get worried when the boss isn't on screen. Thankfully, her attacks aren't complex by any stretch of the imagination, and I actually did a pretty good job of dodging that. I would like to keep the Phoenix Dash, but eh. Oh, and she had a bunch of invincibility frames, didn't she? That sucks. Alright, next should be Sylphid Force, and I don't like this part of the battle at all. I feel like this whole falling section is kind of awkward to control, and she defends constantly. Homing is good for this fight because she won't, well, she'll try to defend against it, but she won't succeed in defending. That being said, any other weapon will be blocked by her arms, so you actually have to wait for her to start attacking, and then once you start attacking, she'll immediately guard again, and it's so very annoying. And she'll do that little punch, and she stops. Yeah, it's not like you can catch her off guard. No, it has to be during her attack animation. Otherwise, she blocks pretty damn quickly. And again, can I just say there's a lot of weight to this battle? Kinda wish it flowed a little more freely. Going up is kind of difficult from what I remember. Yeah, maybe not difficult, but it's definitely more weighty than I'd like. I'd also like to point out that this is a very large cliff. We've been falling for quite a while now. Probably at least 30 seconds, I'd say, if not a minute. Unfortunately, this is going to be a very long fight until I get homing force back. Any day now. Maybe it's refreshed by this point. I don't know. I really do not care for this fight at all. I think it's more the defense than anything else. Like, even more so than the kind of awkward controls in air. Because, man, the fact that this boss is just constantly guarding makes it so very dull. And I don't remember there being anything you can really do about it other than just homing forcing it. Ugh. Well, this didn't fully revitalize, but the nice thing is... Oh, sure, now you're constantly attacking rather than defending. Thanks. Okay, really? Come on. Okay, I bet if I switched to any other weapon at this point, she'd start guarding again. I think she just gets more aggressive as the battle goes on, which could be to my advantage, but I'm just gonna homing force... Oh, wait, I can't homing force it at this point. Alright, let's see if she guards, or if she actually does get incredibly aggressive. Well, I can't tell because that shot destroyed her. Next one is actually pretty easy. I believe this is Artemis Force. And basically, it's a little bit difficult to attack it, because the only weakness is the tail, but it's pretty easy to avoid its lunging. Also, I have to say, those meows are just kind of adorable. Like, here you have this gigantic, terrifying machine cat, and it meows like a normal cat. Seriously, couldn't you at least sound like a lion or something? But nope, it's a meow. Oh well. Unfortunately, only Medusa Force actually has health refills. That being said, it doesn't look like Sylphid Force really does much damage, because I did get hit a lot, but I'm still at 400 health. Which is good because this boss might be easy, but the next one definitely isn't. Wish this thing had a little more range. Homing Force would make this easy, as would Lancer Force, because Lancer Force kind of just drains 7 Force's health. That being said, though, I did kind of run out of it. Now I'm just waiting on better ones. That being said, though, you might want to make sure to use Homing and Flamethrower Force here, because just a word of warning, you're not exactly going to be able to use that for the next fight. I don't think you can Phoenix Dash either. Actually, no, you definitely can't, and while you can get health in the next fight, I was actually kind of wrong. You can't get health pickups, but you can parry certain attacks in the next fight. That being said, though, you won't be able to use Phoenix Dash, and you probably won't be able to keep enough health for one anyway. Now, I keep saying the next boss is difficult, but honestly, this is pretty easy. Artemis Force is just lunging and eventually fireballs, which are pretty easy to avoid just because she telegraphs them pretty hard. And it's a very slow attack overall, and I think my shot despawned there. Thanks, game. Yeah, once you can land a proper hit... Oh, geez, that was a terrible idea. Why did I do that? But yeah, once you can land a proper hit with Lancer Force, it'll really drain her health. The problem is, landing a proper hit with Lancer Force is pretty difficult because her weakness keeps moving around, because it is a tail. And now, the hardest boss, possibly of the game. Though then again, maybe if the rest of the 7 Force didn't come first, this might be a bit easier, but... Next we have... Siren Force. And this battle takes place underwater. Not only does it take place underwater, but Siren Force also creates a whirlpool, so you are constantly moving around. Yes, those are mines, and yes, they are hard to avoid. Yes, she does move her arms around a lot, and yes, her hands are also very hard to avoid. All in all, this battle sucks, especially since in order to change weapons, I kinda had to get hit. I mean, in fairness, I could have found a better spot, but it's still annoying. Looks like the boss's health is draining pretty quickly, but trust me, she kills you just as fast as you can kill her, if not faster. There were so many failed attempts of this battle. In fact, I'm pretty sure it might have taken me like 2 hours to do that. Okay, maybe not 2 hours. I don't think that's the combined game time either, so maybe this was just an hour. That is still, however, a lot of time, especially when you're recording with AVI. If you have an hour of AVI, holy shit, that's a lot of recording. And yeah, I'm not really hitting her that much anymore, because I only have my basic shot until Lancer comes back. Eventually, this will happen. But yeah, see, things are starting to go horribly wrong. I could have sworn you could counterforce the bombs as well, but I could be wrong about that. It might just be completely useless to actually destroy those things. I mean, overall it is, because they'll just respawn, but still, I don't think you can counterforce them. But hey, we're done, so you know what? I don't have to complain too much. Even though we actually made it to a minute left. Well, minute 9 seconds, but I'm just being pedantic at that point. So, next time on Alien Soldier, we go to the final area and face the only boss that wasn't foreshadowed in the introduction,